So there's a bill sitting on the president's desk for him to sign. He just pushed it aside a few minutes ago as we're recording this or broadcasting this. So I don't know when you folks are going to be listening to this, but something else may have happened by then. But for right now, he pushed it to the side, so he's not signing it till he gets some other political favors on some other stuff he's working on. But that bill is called the Road Act, and it had good intention. You and I agree it's full of a bunch of pork and crap, but Congress can screw up Christmas. But the idea was that they're going to limit corporate hedge fund buyers and Chinese foreign nationals and so forth from buying thousands of single-family homes and starving that supply we're talking about.
Yeah, allegedly.
They're going to limit. The idea of limiting it is a good idea. It was your idea.
It was. I proposed it to the Secretary of
And then I said it on
Housing.
the air, and I said, President Trump, if you're listening, and apparently he was, or somebody was, because they put the bill out 60 days later in January. They got the bill passed, but by the time they got it through Congress, they screwed it up, putting all this crap in it.
Yeah, and they, what was initially proposed was a great bill.
Limit it to 350 homes, single-family homes that a corporation can own, because they're stealing them from first-time home buyers.
100%. So first-time buyers, and by the way, they get tax advantages. So a giant, multi-billion-dollar company gets all of these tax advantages that a single family that's eating spaghetti, saving their money can't. And so that was the intent. Now it's gotten politicized, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, we're concerned about access to capital and things like that. And
said BlackRock.
Yes, because I also got a giant contribution to my campaign, right?
BlackRock.
Right. So they gave $10 million, and Mary can give $10. So look, it is the deal. It's brutal.
One thing we could do is, if you really did do it, and this bill really doesn't. If you really did limit the number of the Chinese buying 5,000 houses in Memphis, Tennessee. Or BlackRock doing the same thing and taking them off the market. That's thing one. Thing two you've suggested, and I like this even more, is to get the market moving, just do away with capital gains tax completely on single-family personal residences.
Yeah.
Or on personal residence, period.
Sure, and they can do this in a periodic way. They can do it in a structured way. Right now, it's $500,000.
But that's a 25-year-old law, isn't it?
It's $500,000, and $500,000 was different 25 years ago than it is today. It was different 5 years ago. So if you moved that to $1 million, so if you went from $500,000 to $1 million, so that first $1 million,
you would stimulate sales like crazy.
Here's what would happen: the baby boomers, who are sitting on $89 trillion worth of assets, the baby boomers are willing to go, okay, you know what I might do? You'd actually have a temporary dip in prices, because they go, guess what? I'm going to make $1 million on this. Maybe I'll take $50,000 off the house to sell it quick, because I want to do it while the capital gains law has changed. They might take 50. They might take 70 off the price. They might take 100 off the price. You might have, this guy took 50. Now they have. So prices might take a little softening.
And you put
for a
some
while.
supply in the market.
A lot of supply in the market.
Because your median seller right now is in their 60s, right?
Median seller is 64 years of age.
Is it capital gains or is it rate to buy the next home that's stopping people? Or both? I just wonder what the motivation is.
Baby boomers are sitting on...
Their houses are paid for.
They're paid for. They got a bunch.
That's fair. Yeah,
and
they weren't buying then.
Some people say the greatest generation, they're borderline. I'm going to create some tension here for you, but they're borderline being called the greediest generation.
Well, we're the 80s.
Yeah. Go, baby,
Yeah.
and get it. Greed is good. And
Gordon Gekko.
Grease the hair back.
Exactly.
So the baby boom generation was the first historical generation to buy real estate, not just for a primary residence. Baby boomers bought rental properties. Baby boomers bought vacation properties. Baby boomers bought and built 8-unit apartment buildings. So brilliant. They sacrificed. They made their money, and they've done well. They've been slow to hand it over.
Yeah.
So the two things we could do from a macro perspective. And usually you and I don't reach for Washington to do anything because they screw it up, and they have in this case too, but would be to limit corporate buying and to just do away with or raise the capital gains to $1 million.
Yep.
Capital, you can sell your home for your personal residence for up to $1 million profit with no taxes at all. If you just did away with it, you could increase your inventory substantially, which would increase the flow of houses, and we get back up above a 4 million transaction rate, and you get the inventory going. And the third thing is we got to have some federal help, probably pouncing on people like these idiots in California that have still not issued building permits 2.5 years later on Palisades.
My people. I'm from the People's Republic of California. Look, it's more homes were built in Dallas-Fort Worth last year than in the state of California. And
The entire state.
Than the entire state, which is
It's
40 million
because
people.
of regulations and building permit costs and all the fees, and more. They got more fees than a French poodle. Fee.
Very good. 167 grand, the average fees for housing, just to break ground. So the fact of the matter is there are governmental things that can happen. There are some things they're trying to do. They're actually, the one thing this current legislation does a lot of reducing requirements and restrictions and regulations on housing. They're reducing the federal regulations on housing. So that will help some things. They're going to expand, the developed property. So like, the delivered mobile home, right? So that's like you can build it to suit, and which is a little more
Manufactured
and they're a little more structured than they used to be. So there are some things that they're doing that will help some things.
Okay, so let's switch gears then.
Yeah.
That's stuff that we can't control if we're 35.
Yeah.
But we can control if we're giving all of our money to crypto or DraftKings.
Yeah.
We can control if we go into debt to Ford Motor Company for a $90,000 pickup, and so we don't have any money to save for a house. We can control if we don't let Citibank, what's in your wallet, screw me over with Samuel L. Jackson telling me to do it. We can control if we get deeply in debt with student loans.
Yep.
These are controllables.
Yeah.
That the individual can do to put themselves in a position where they have disposable income to start moving towards buying.
Dave Ramsey has a lot of answers for the real estate business. Somebody said, if I really hated a real estate agent and I wanted to just really screw him up, I'd refer him a couple of kids who wanted to buy a house and tell them to buy a truck first. If I really hated that realtor, okay, here they go. And what happens is, psychologically, their first major purchase is a car. Mm-hmm. And then they got a loan, and now they feel they can buy a house. It's insanity, and you just added 3
screwed up
years.
the whole thing.
You screwed up the deal.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to Real Estate the Ramsey Way. Now, if you're here, you're probably thinking about buying or selling a house. It's exciting and one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. But you don't want to do it with an inexperienced agent who will rush you into costly mistakes, like the ones some of our callers find themselves in. You need a pro who knows what the flip they're doing and will keep you on track with your financial goals. That's why we only recommend Ramsey Trusted Real Estate Agents. These are vetted, hand-picked pros who actually listen to your needs, guide you through the process, and fight to get you the best deal. To find a Ramsey Trusted Agent near you, go to RamseySolutions.com/trusted agent. That's RamseySolutions.com/trusted agent.